I should preface this with saying there is no source for the comment I'm about to tell you. Lana Rhodes, a current porn star, is reportedly begging all of these sites to erase the content that she has filmed. Over 400 porn scenes of her brief career. And it says in this tweet it was from a tearful 20-minute speech. I can find zero evidence that such a speech exists, but the quote here says, "I was 19, broke and groomed. I want every video gone so my son never sees his mom like that." For context, Lana Rhodes started in porn when she was 19 in 2016 and did porn for a total of 8 months. And similarly to Mia Khalifa, who only did porn for like a month, it just randomly kind of caught so much attention that probably she didn't expect. And now she's one of the most well-known names in that industry.
Well, off the back of wearing a hijab while doing porn.
And what you should know is that she is not a former adult star, as all of these posts are claiming. She does have an active OnlyFans, both paid and free pages on OnlyFans. To this day, it's in her Instagram bio. So I don't know why everyone is calling her a retired porn star. She still creates porn to this day, but seemingly has very complicated feelings about it. There is a seed of truth to what is being said. I have not seen any evidence that she is begging these websites to erase the evidence of these videos, though.
So is the grooming, are we under the assumption here that this started before she was 18, that she was groomed into the industry before she became an adult?
That's never been something she claimed.
People are going to take issue with the idea that you, a legal adult, were groomed into something.
No, that's never been something she claimed
Okay.
out loud, no.
Okay.
I think that she is saying that began at 19. And I should also note, like, since she briefly retired, she has had a kid. I believe she's married. And you see, like, oftentimes these former porn actresses try to recover their reputation. And it works to some degree. You can see on her Instagram currently, she has plenty of brand deals. She walks fashion runways.
Yeah, they can go mainstream. Like that's so
easily,
it's so weird how like they would talk in the early 2000s about how porn had gone mainstream already at that point, but now it's like the mainstream and porn are indecipherable from one another.
Right,
like they're indistinguishable from one another.
Yeah, exactly. And oftentimes, you know, that's the launch pad for a career post pornography. Like,
I mean, that's what Mia Khalifa like had a mainstream career in like sports commentating.
Mia Khalifa did that. There's another one. I just heard an interview with this former porn star named, I think, Sky Bree on Red Scare podcast, and she said that she has retired for actually like maybe a year or two now, and currently all she does is social media. She's just like a Twitch streamer or whatever, and is fully clothed on streams, just talking about her opinions, her life, etc., and has a fan base that is seemingly like totally divorced from the people that watched her porn. So that's pretty much par for the course with all of these people. But it was in the meantime between 2016 and 2023 that Lana Rhodes shared a lot of these, you know, really disturbing experiences that she had when she was doing porn. She even went to the length of saying that it should be illegal. And this is all before she relaunched her OnlyFans page, which makes her seem like a total hypocrite. So on a podcast episode in 2020, she revealed that she had been influenced into idolizing the career path of a porn star during her earlier teenage years, maybe just by the larger culture. She said, "I was 14 and got the idea. I feel like I knew that I was going to be successful. At 14, I was just like, I'm going to be the #1 porn star." And
That's insane.
I think that comes from probably, you know, unfettered internet access as a child when you're exposed to porn at that age. Like, I'm sure that's why she got that idea in her head. She revealed her career plans to a school guidance counselor who responded by telling her that she needed therapy. Solid response. And then she also added in another interview in 2021 that she idolized the Playboy models, and that was another influence on her that glamorized this lifestyle when she was younger. And then in 2022, she said that she made more money becoming a content creator compared to when she was a porn actor. But
the thing is you make your way to that tax bracket of content creation by starting out in the other place. There's a step that you can't skip.
She explained why she would never advise anyone to work in the adult industry. She said, "I didn't have a great experience, and I don't think that it's great for other women or even men. Everyone can do what they want. I just don't think that they're making the best decision for themselves going into it. I don't think that having sexual relations with people that you hardly know is good for your mental health or your heart." And it's just funny to me that we need a porn star to be the one to tell us that.
So is perhaps the idea here when she says that she was groomed by way of what she used to watch when she was a teenager?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And I think that's, you know, some people would object to her using that term, but
it implies an individual, that a person did it to her rather than unfettered internet access, which would be then, I guess, her parents.
Ultimately, yeah, okay. But there's the larger cultural influence on her as well. She also revealed that there were some unnamed scenes which were traumatic for her to film. She said 3 to 5 were really traumatic for me, whether it's being sent to set with someone who was way too old or being pressured into doing something that I was scared of doing because it was too extreme. And that can definitely be very traumatic. I would say that's the 100% contributor to why I left the industry. And then in another interview, she said that she thinks porn should be illegal, which is a whole new conversation. She said when she started, she had only slept with one person at that point. She said, "I was very inexperienced. For whatever reason, I never comprehended to do porn, you actually have to have sex with people. And very quickly, I realized this isn't for me." She claims to be pretty much asexual. She says she doesn't like having sex and doesn't find people attractive. She revealed all of that before explaining why she thinks the porn industry is so bad. I mean, essentially, you're having to have sex with people that you didn't choose to have sex with, that you might not find attractive. You might actually think they're disgusting.
Okay,
and you have to have sex with them because it's your job. You don't have to. But.
Yeah, and didn't choose is also not accurate. You agreed to do it.
She's mincing words.
The language is designed to obfuscate what's going on and remove her accountability for what's going on.
And then she added, how should a 19-year-old girl be put in that position, having to have sex with people that they don't really want to touch at all? Her advice then was instead to go the OnlyFans route if you want to create adult content. That way you're in control of the content and not relying on anyone else.
Okay. Before we get to that part right there, go back to the part you said in conjunction with that sentence. She said, what did she say?
Wait, about
just reread that whole statement.
Okay, so how should a 19-year-old girl be put in that position, having to have sex with people that they don't really want to touch at all?
You're not having to. Yeah. You signed up and agreed to do this. This is like a lot of people, when I read the comments talking about this, were like, offer her, again, people who weren't checking to see whether this was real or not. Who knows whether her statements about having everything removed are even real. But they were saying, like, offer her grace. It's never going to happen, but people have a right to change. But the thing is there's so much removal of accountability in these statements that seem to be, this thing happened to me. And don't get me wrong, awful things likely did happen to her, but she's making it seem as if she just, one day she woke up and she was there and it just happened.
Right.
And she's, you know, it's that story where when you get a story from two friends where something happens to them and you weren't there, each person leaves out strategic details to make the story more amenable to their account of what happened. She's leaving out very important details that show her own level of responsibility as a legal adult for the choices that she made.
As for the porn industry, she said, "I don't think it's good for anyone. They should make it illegal." I agree with that, for the record, but she's the last person to comment on this, given that she has an active OnlyFans and is a porn star to this day. I have no idea why the fact that she does OnlyFans exempts her from the label.
Yeah.
And now all of these headlines are coming out like Lana Rhodes wants all her videos deleted, blah, blah, blah. And claiming that she was taken advantage of. I cannot find any source for that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's totally made up out of thin air as far as I can tell. But she, for context, this is why I've read all these quotes from her. She has been extremely vocal about her objections to the porn industry and very vocal about why she left and how it left her traumatized. Those quotes are real. However, shortly after saying porn should be illegal is when she relaunched her OnlyFans in October of 2023.
She's likely talking about porn made by other people in which you don't own the means of production. She wants communist porn.
It's not that she objects to pornography in and of itself for moral reasons.
She wants
just self-serving reasons.
She wants to work for herself.
Yes.
Which is, and again, that's the rub here. The issue here is that to make the porn made by yourself profitable, you have to first start with the people that are going to exploit you even further.
And here's the thing. I agree with where you're coming from about the lack of accountability in everything she's saying. Mm-hmm. But I just know from my friendships, like with women, especially at the age of like 19, whatever we're talking about, like they really don't have a lot of self-governance. Mm-hmm. They don't have a lot of agency, like naturally. And I'm only saying this to really be fair to what she's saying. Like I'm trying to hear her out in what she's saying. I can't recall all of the details, but there was this one time, like, I think I was a senior in high school talking to one of my friends who was also a senior, but she was like maybe 17. Anyway, she went on a date with a guy at our school, and this was a relatively rare thing at my school. Like, people didn't really date like that. But anyway, she went on a date of sorts with this guy in our class. And she said that, like, when they were saying goodbye at the end of the night, the guy, like, wanted to kiss, and then she, like, felt uncomfortable, right? Mm-hmm. But instead of saying that she felt uncomfortable, she was just trying, like, giggling and trying to be nice, and she was really like, oh, like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is how women think. Mm-hmm. This is also how Alex Cooper, host of Call Her Daddy, thinks. We remember her story about hooking up with this guy in Paris. She gets to his apartment. They have zero chemistry. She doesn't want to be there. But she just says to her audience, you ladies know what I'm talking about, right? Where you just like, you want to get out of that situation, but you just don't know what to say, and you don't want to make them mad, and like, you just don't know how to say no. And like, as stupid as that sounds, it's actually true. Women like literally don't have that ingredient in their brain chemistry that allows you to not even put up a fight, but really just resist or go against the grain in any social interaction. It's very contrary to female nature to do that. I can't relate to what she's saying in that clip. I can't relate to what my friend was telling me. I've never been that type of person, but it's true, generally speaking, of women. So I have to say I do sympathize because I understand where she's coming from when she says that.
We can't, like, the thing is, though, is most people aren't going to, it's just not going to work on the average person. They're like, look, if we live in a supposedly egalitarian society and everyone's supposedly equal under the law, which means you have your own responsibilities to govern yourself in a way that will lead you down the path of least harm.
In that case, it makes no sense.
In that case, the first red flag is the language in which she distances herself from the choices that she already made. There have been many adult film stars who worked in that industry and then got out and spoke of the evils of it at a high volume and talked about the bad things that happened to them. But one of the key components of that is they have to acknowledge that they made the choice, whether it's because there was financial gain to be had, they didn't feel like they had any other options. The first step is to say, I still made this decision, and then all of the evil shit happened to me. It doesn't make the evil shit any less true. But for the average person who's looking at this, as you ask for spit to be removed from the ocean, all your videos being pulled from the internet, It's never going to happen. And it's a fool's errand. And what they would say is, well, you can do that as long as it's like your own content that you made. And even then, you can't really do that. It's never going to happen. Somebody's going to screenshot. Like, it's not reality.
Yeah.
You're not living in the real world. And we can't run a society based on wishes, dreams, and just the things about men and women that are different. It would be great if we could acknowledge the differences between men and women and somehow govern society in a way that catered to that. But large scale civilizations nowadays are not set up to do that.
That sure would be great, wouldn't it?
But you can't.
If we could just acknowledge.
And I would acknowledge that, and I would say that she doesn't want that. She wants that when it's beneficial to her. She doesn't want it when it doesn't benefit her.
I guess my only point is that whatever she wants doesn't matter when we're making.
Well, in this case, I mean, that's the pragmatic fact of the situation. Like, you can't do anything about it.
I was only trying to say, you know, back when we were talking about Alex Cooper's story time.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, this is why Me Too exists, because women insisted on being independent and insisted on really losing the place of high esteem they once had in society.
Well, do you want to be independent?
They were deemed worthy of being protected.
Do you want to be independent, or do you want to, you know, have all your videos removed from the internet? You can pick one.
You can either reap the benefits of liberation or reap the benefits of patriarchy, and there are benefits, and there are pros and cons to both, really.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.